a lot of money changed hands yesterday, not just in the betting world. Bryce Harper locks down a massive contract with the Phillies. Load management in the NBA, taking nights off back-to-back. James Harden didn't do that, dropping 58. Jason Witten out of the booth. A lot of topics to hit today, Teddy. Let's get right off the bat. Finally, we were talking pre-Super Bowl when Machado and Harper would finally get signed. The final domino drops yesterday. Harper to a major deal with the Philadelphia Phillies, 13 years, $330 million. Teddy, sounds a lot about what you make these days, correct?
Yeah, close. I'll take the under $330 million over the next 13 years, although I'm damn well going to try. All that being said, I do a show on ESPN radio here in Las Vegas, ESPN 1100. I had the opportunity to talk to a couple of odds makers yesterday about the Bryce Harper signing. And basically, word on the street is, there was some adjustment in the season win total went up 1. The World Series odds went down a little bit. The odds to win the division went down a little bit. But by and large, most of this was already priced into the Philadelphia Phillies for 2019. The betting markets had been betting on Philadelphia in anticipation of the Bryce Harper signing. So we didn't see any big moves. The markets had already priced it in that Bryce Harper was going to Philadelphia. That being said, $330 million guaranteed. Dude, that contract at the end is going to be worse than Pujols. Because remember, they can't put him out at DH when he's 38 years old. They're going to have to find someone in the American League to take that contract at the end.
Yeah, that was an interesting topic that came up too on the DH rule there, because what they're anticipating, or at least the Philadelphia Phillies are hoping, that the DH does come to the National League eventually. So in those later years, you can hide him there. Teddy, you bring up a really good topic there, because you saw a slight adjustment in the odds. They moved to 10-1 at DraftKings in New Jersey. Win total now 88.5. But there's a lot of mystique that goes into this, because we see it on a day-to-day basis, whether it's Major League Baseball, whether it's college basketball, college football, the NFL. Outside of like Aaron Rodgers, a mysterious injury, before the game, the line's going to drop a lot. But talk to the people a little bit about pricing and what, forget about Las Vegas or offshore, just pricing and the mindset that goes in that. The odds makers have this stuff already built into the line most of the time.
Well, exactly. And it's a situation where, Harper's officially in Philadelphia, but the markets have been moving in that direction all off season. Reminded me a little bit of the LeBron situation when LeBron signed in Cleveland. And the rumors swirling in the days before he signed, after his tenure in Miami, where he ended up back with the Cavs looking to win another his first title in Cleveland, which he ended up doing. But the markets adjusted before the move was made, and all the money came in on Cleveland to win the East and to win the division and to go over their season win total, et cetera, before the move actually happened. It already been priced in. It's a similar story here in Philadelphia. The markets aren't sleeping on rumors. What's the old Wall Street adage, buy on the rumors, sell on the news? There was definitely some of this with the Philadelphia Phillies, and the lack of adjustment now because the adjustment's already been made.
Teddy, talk about lack of adjustments. How about the Miami Heat defense last night on James Harden's 58 points on a back-to-back night effort? We talked about it yesterday on the show. What are you going to get out of Dwayne Wade? What are you going to get out of James Harden? Because the second of back-to-backs, maintenance days, load management, 58 points. But if you were a backer of the Rockets and you woke up and you saw Harden had 58, woo, Teddy, easy cover here. Not so fast. Miami Heat had the lead at the end of the halftime and also at the start of the fourth quarter. A surge by the Rockets gets it done for them winning, but did not cover the 9.5. But the total easily goes over 121 to 118. Harden 16 for 32 from the floor, including a perfect 18 of 18 from the line last night.
Yeah, Harden went nuts. Didn't make a difference ATS. Miami was a wire-to-wire winner in that ballgame, but at least for the straight-up victory, Harden getting back on track. And for DFS players, if you had him last night, it was probably a good thing for your lineup. His quote, "I wanted to be aggressive and continue to attack the rim. I took my shots when I had the opportunities, and not only myself, but Austin Rivers, Gary Clark, Chris Paul made some plays down the stretch. It was a total team effort tonight." Yeah, total team effort. We still never sniffed the point spread cover, and that's all we care about here on That Betting Show.
Talking about sniffing the point spread cover here, Teddy. Very rarely do we talk about the underdogs. The underdogs of the Pac-12, the teams that are looking to get off the schneid. How about an 0-15 start to avoid 0-16? The Cal Bears cash in as a major underdog, getting 11.5 at the closing gun at home, cashing a ticket money line of plus 650 last night. And the Huskies came into the game, Teddy, winners of 15 of 16. But we see these miracles in the sporting worlds happen nightly here. Cal Bears off the schneid. Can they make a run in the Pac-12, Teddy?
No, Cal's not going to make a run in the Pac-12. We'll give them credit for last night, but boy, you look at if you watch the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mike Hopkins went nuts. He lit into his team. 2 early first half timeouts saying, we're playing lackadaisical defense. They still play lackadaisical defense. David Crisp hung 32 for the Huskies. His quote, "We didn't respect the game. We didn't respect our opponent. We just expected we would come out and win the game. Obviously, you're never going to win basketball games like that." Frankly, for the big picture, this is a great loss for the Washington Huskies. It is. You get slapped around, you say, hey, when we don't show up, where intensity's not there, we can even lose to the Cal frickin' Bears. This is good for Washington. Long term was not good for Huskies backers last night.
Yep, nice little teaching job there, coaching decision they can make moving forward. Say, look, guys, you lost to Cal, so I'm going to have your ears for over the next couple of weeks. We can make a run and certainly see what we can do in the Pac-12 tournament. It's March, Teddy, that we talked about opening the show. And I'm looking at the screen right now. March 20th is opening day in Tokyo. The Oakland Athletics and the Seattle Mariners. Each and every day, Teddy and I are going to take a look at a new baseball club today. And get excited, people. We're looking at the Royals, 58-104 in 2018. The Royals head into the 2019 season, Teddy, 250-1 to win the World Series. Over-under on the team total, 68.5. Not a lot to love about the Royals. Teddy, not a lot to love about this division, right?
No, I mean, again, on opening day, the Cleveland Indians will clinch the AL Central title. There's no one in this division that's going to give them a run for their money unless everybody on Cleveland gets hurt. When it comes to Kansas City, this is a team that lost 23 units last year. They were numbered 27 out of 30 MLB teams in profitability. Very hard to make money if you're betting on teams like that. They were minus 10 units on the road. They were minus 10 units at home. There was no home field edge for KC. They were a bad road team as well. They weren't good on the run line. They were an under team, which speaks volumes about their lack of offensive production, 82-70 to the under last year. And basically in the winter, what'd they do? Nothing. You know, they bring in Billy Hamilton, the ex-Reds speedster, who can't hit worth a lick but can run really fast. They added a couple of relievers, Homer Bailey on a minor league deal. I mean, it's not pretty when you're talking about what this team did in the offseason, which is basically nothing. And you look at the middle of this order, all right, where you got Alex Gordon, who's been in steady decline, hitting 3. Salvador Perez, who's not a cleanup hitter, hitting 4. And Ryan O'Hearn, who is a fringe 250 hitter in his minor league career without power, hitting 5th. KC's not scoring runs against this year either. I mean, you look at their starting staff, with Ian Kennedy and Brad Keller's a projected 2 right now. Eunice is 3. Ian Kennedy's 4. It's not a good look for KC. I expect them to be a bottom feeder again in 2019.
No, I would agree. I mean, if the starting pitching is not your strong point there, at least you have a pitcher's ballpark in Kansas City to back that up. We take a look at some of those xFIPs of the actual starting pitchers 1 through 4. It's not a lot to like. You got some veterans mixed in with young guys. We'll see what we have. They do always like to bolster their bullpen there in Kansas City, so I do give them credit for that. But look, in this division, you talk about the same thing. Cleveland Indians head and shoulders above. These teams just treading water. Not long ago, Teddy, sometimes people forget, 2015 World Series champion, 95 wins. And then we're looking at the lower level of it, trying to rebuild that in a smaller market with Kansas City. We'll see what happens and takes place. We'll keep on our mission of reviewing Major League Baseball teams on Monday as we get started up here on That Betting Show on our countdown to Major League Baseball opening day.